Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. We're going to get into a love storytelling, but I just am going to be super upfront, guys. You know, I'm experiencing all kinds of continued disruptions because I've just moved and working out the kinks in the internet has been challenging to say the least. And so, yet more has been attempted, and we have four more things to still work on trying if this doesn't work. So, I'm just going to let you guys know we may still hit bumps and buggies. I am working diligently with multiple different entities. Today has been quite the day of all kind of work being done on the back end. We shall see if this all gets worked out. So just so you know, I apologize if we're still experiencing problems, and I apologize for making you guys the guinea pigs, because unless I go live like this, not knowing how everything's going to go, because it looks good on my end and then it still hasn't been. So please forgive me that I'm giving you less than quality right now. It is not my preference. It is just the way things are. But anyway, here's hoping that this latest fix worked. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Denisa, good morning. Cataclysmic Awakening, Bobby Harris, Ginger Montague. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for being here. You know, I thought it might be a YouTube update issue, but honestly, there have been other things that we found that were wrong. Like a loose wall plate, a speed issue, a modem issue, possibly a line issue. So there's stuff on my end too. So it's finding the source of the problem. But anyway, here's hoping. All right, guys. So here we go. For a love story, we actually start out with someone who looks pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like she's got a shattered heart. It looks like her heart was made of glass, and it got pretty shattered here. I'm hurting for this character right now. Seven of Swords. Hang on. The thing is, this could have been a same-sex couple where a feminine partner broke her heart. Does not have to be. All stories can always be same-sex, reverse gender roles. But this right now, I'm kind of more inclined to read like it's just her hiding her broken heart very, very, very well. And you notice that she's using her power to actually put the pieces back together. So even though she seems to be upset, and understandably so, she may be, keeping her chin up and being like, don't you worry, darling. I'm not going to be crying over you for very long. Like she might be having, even if she's telling a lie, she got her chin up over here. And it's like, I have the power to heal my broken heart, more power than you have to break it. Yes, you did break it, but trust me, I'm stronger because I can fix it too. So I'm not going to act like I'm devastated, even if I am, because I know I can heal this. That's more the vibe I get off of this because of the attitude that she's got here. Not all lies are the same. Just because a character lies, sometimes characters lie to get themselves through a difficult moment, So it makes sense. Leah, thank you, babe. I'm so honored. I'm so happy to hear that you're looking forward to videos. Trust me, I'm looking forward to doing them. Nothing is more frustrating than when my internet's not working and it's a continual battle. It has been horrendous since I moved to this new place, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm still delighted to be here. And thank you guys so much for letting me know that you look forward to the videos. I can't tell you what a sweet message that was, Leah. Thank you. To have this Four of Pentacles and this Ace of Wands upright, to me, all of this is saying, okay, so she is retreating into her dragon's lair and she is determined to find her passion again, right? I really think this is somebody who's like, I'm going to be all right and I'm going to love again, but it won't be you. This feels like every breakup song where someone promises themselves, I'm going to be just fine. And I think it's very relatable. I think everybody's been there. Okay, so now we turn to him. We have got the Hanged Man and he is sideways. I don't know that he knows what to do with this. Let's see what is his energy on this. I mean, I'm thinking in this storyline, we have somebody that broke her heart, but he seems to be indecisive about being indecisive, possibly. We have the Guide and we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, how interesting. So his focus is actually on her and he's like, she seems to be so happy without me. Okay, so she's putting on a damn good show. Okay, she's putting on a damn good show. That's what that live was all about. Her acting like she's fine. Her using every ounce of power she has to heal her heart, but acting to the external world like everything's fine. He doesn't know what to make of this. He's over here, and I'm not saying that he's like, wow, I was hoping I'd see her cry, but it does seem like he's very discombobulated, because it's like, wow, was she going to leave me anyway? Was she guided to walk away from me? How is it that she's withdrawn, but she's like so freaking happy? I don't know what to make of this. So it's weird because it's doing like a number on his head. Wait a second. Let's change decks. What were you thinking she was going to do if she was heartbroken? What was it that your expectation was? 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords sideways. He says, I know she's really strong. I would have expected her to be that way, but I still thought I'd see like a fracture. I still thought that even if she came across as really good, I'd still see some kind of, crack in the plaster or something. I thought I'd still be able to tell that she was faking, that she's fine. I don't really dig this. Why would you want to think that she would act like she's fine, but really not be, and you'd be the one person who could tell? I mean, that almost seems mean, right? That almost seems mean. We have the Tower upright. Angel, I don't do personal reads, babe. I don't do personal reads, sweetheart. What did you mean by that? Was there a reason you were thinking I do? If anybody's out there pretending to be me, please know, you guys, I do not sell my readings, never have. I will never contact you to give you a personal reading. I don't do that at all. The only ways on this channel or my other that we ever do, like I do like individual little storytellings, is like once in a blue moon, I'll do something just to celebrate like we did on the full moon. And I'll go live for a little chunk of time like we did on Monday, and do little 3-card storytellings. Or if in the members corner, I pick a winner or two each week. And for a member's birthday month, I do one little storytelling for a member during their birth month. But yeah, if anybody is out there trying to sell readings, pretending to be me, or contacting you, please know that is not me. Okay. So please stay safe, you guys. It always worries me when I see a message like that, because I'm like, uh-oh, I don't sell readings, never have, never will. So I hope that, Angel R, let me know what you meant by that comment, just so we can make sure you stay nice and safe from scammers that are pretending to be me. Don't give anybody money. Okay, we have the Tower. The Tower card, on his side, he's devastated. He's devastated that why is she not feeling the sads over me? I wanted to know why he was thinking, though, that he'd still be able to see the crack in her plaster. We got the Death card sideways. He thought, there's no way that this can be over, though, right? She's not really going to mean it. She's not really going to be walking away. But hang on, I'm trying to figure out, does he not understand that she was heartbroken? I mean, he seems to have known that she would have been, but that, she would carry on anyway, but he would still know. And somehow he's like, no, she's actually good without me, which, by the way, he's incorrect. She's hurting in a big way. We got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. All of this keeps saying he's freaking out, that he's like, I don't know why she's not talking to me. Oh no, Angel, sweetheart. No, there's nothing to be sorry about, babe. I'm super glad. I'm just trying to figure out if anybody approached you pretending to be me. Please let me know if there's scammers out there pretending to be me, you guys. I try so hard to keep you all really, really safe. So if anybody ever tries to come into comments and offer you readings or something, that is not me, okay? Please report them. I won't ever do that to you. I don't sell readings or anything like that, and never have. So please give me that heads up if that's going on, so I can also report it, because it's really rampant sometimes. So, all right, you guys, sorry to bring that up, but I'm glad to see the comments sometimes. It helps me stay on track of stuff and keep you guys safe. 4 of Pentacles. All of this says he's been waiting for her to return. Sure. He's like, of course she's going to reach out to me. Oh my God, she's not going to reach out to me. And now I'm sitting here waiting for her, and she ain't coming because she's looking really good on her own. And I'm over here by myself. And is this really over then? All this time I've been waiting, and how are you seeing that she looks so happy without you? Oh, because he's fine. Page of Swords. Okay. So plain and simple. So he has checked up on her. He has looked into her world, and what he sees is absolutely fantastic. And the persona that she's putting on, which is, chin in the air, she's fine, she's good, she's going to love again, everything's fine. He actually does see that. And while he expected her to not like be destroyed by him, he also expected that he would hear from her again. And I'm thinking enough time has passed that he's realizing she's never going to reach out to me again. This is it. It really, I guess, is over, because I can tell after all this time she hasn't reached out. I can look and spy on her, and she seems to have forgotten all about me. Can I just ask, at what point were you so sure she was going to reach out? Was there a reason you thought she'd reach out? Or was this like a routine that he'd been used to? We break up, then she says she wants me. Yeah, Ace of Wands. She always still wanted me. She would always look back over her shoulder at me. She would always do that. And she's not doing that anymore. Whew, Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords. And if she had called him, he'd have come running. By the way, guys, how is the internet right now? Am I loud and clear and smooth? Because it's the fastest speed I've ever had. So I'm hoping that this keeps all the buffering away if that's part of the issue. So I'm just hoping you guys can see me without any, those buffer moments that we were having were just so outrageous for this last like 8 days. But if she had called out to him, if she had looked back over her shoulder and been like, hey, I still want you, he'd have been like jumping into his little suit like a fireman and rush into the scene. Instead, he's been waiting for that call. He's been waiting for her to call me back, and I'll jump up and run. But she hasn't gotten the call, and he doesn't know how to reach out. All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's we got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is all like game plan doesn't work anymore. He's realizing at this moment in time, remember he already had the Tower, so we know he's coming to this tremendous conclusion all of a sudden. She's gone. Is that Eric Clapton? She's gone? Yeah. I think it's off of Pilgrim. But it's the same old won't work anymore. The routine that they once upon a time had, where she would turn back around and still reach out to him, and then he'd immediately respond to her, that's not happening. We'll ask, what was the final straw for her? What broke her heart so much? Or was it an accumulation of this routine? He seems to have been cool with the routine. Sabrina, you angel, thank you, baby. Thank you so much, sweetheart. You're so generous, babe. Thank you, honey. Now, this energy of like turning things around is not happening. So now he's realizing the only action he has is to jump timelines and do something different. This is not the way it was supposed to go. This is not what he's been used to. Okay, we'll come back to him in a second. I am still very curious. What was the final straw for her? Why the final, like, okay, I'm heartbroken. That's how it is. I'm done with this. We have Six of Wands, we have Chariot, and we have the Three of Swords again. It appears that she said the thing that really hurt and the thing that I decided this is it, this is over, is I don't know if it almost became like competition or if this runner chaser game just, she decided he likes this. Both times we see him like on a motorcycle or a bicycle going somewhere, right? Both times we see him in action and we see him, yay, cheering, like kind of for himself a little bit. And she's sitting over here going, what kind of a mess is this? He's forever running away from me. You know what? I'm done chasing. I'm just going to sit on down right here. We had a story like this not too long ago where someone had created a dynamic so that somebody would chase them. I think it was on the other channel, but this feels like, I remember saying those words, but I mean, my God, look at how, like, we couldn't have more descriptive imagery for him racing away from her, feeling really awesome about it. And it was like an intentional thing. Like, But she's the one sitting here going, I can't do this anymore. This is no good. Why do you think he was running from you, feminine? Why do you think he was running? Three of Pentacles. She's like, he was running away from having to actually work on building something with me. That's what it looks like. You know, the Magician, the Empress, the Hanged Man. He was intentionally creating delays where he wanted them, putting in delays because she says he wasn't sure if I was actually good enough. He wasn't sure. Now, I sincerely hope that that is not where she, it would be hard not to feel that way. I could understand her feeling that way, but ideally, because I'm going to go all best friend, mama, Auntie Kate here and be like, oh, hell no, let me sit her down and be like, don't you ever let somebody who they're running, they're the ones who are immature. They're the ones who are actually reacting either because of their triggers or they're reacting disrespectfully, but don't ever let that make you feel like, well, see, he's looking for an empress and he's just not sure if I'm one, so he runs away from me. And then I try to call him back, but he just wants to buy time because he's trying to figure out if I'm worthy. No, no, no. I will not let her even have that concept. She's saying he's like wondering if I'm an empress, if what will I become? Maybe I'm not good enough yet. Maybe I'll morph into an empress, but he's waiting to see if I will. Oh no, she did not just do that to herself. I will not stand for that one little bit. Let's this is the problem with the runner chaser, I think, anyway. I think this is a great message because it's really like we're plucking at some pretty painful strings here, but it's so important to like air this out and get this out so that she doesn't walk around feeling this way. I don't know why she was under the impression that he was waiting to see if she was really going to make something of herself and become this empress. Nobody has a right to make another person feel that way. Like, I kind of want to be with you, but I'm not really sure if you're going to be, up to snuff. So kind of watch and waiting to see. I mean, that just burns me up. It's so disrespectful. And it's like, who the hell are you to judge somebody else's, value? You either love somebody or you don't, but you don't stand there and be like, will you become something worthy of my time or not? Now, this is just her emotions around it, right? Does not mean at all this is actually what he was doing. In fact, I would argue if this is the way she was feeling about it, she's like dead wrong. I think he's the one who needed to feel special and feel chased. Nothing feels better than somebody telling you that they want you. I mean, I just did it in this video, right? Leah said, I have more videos, at least when you have time. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. It makes me feel so good. Not that anybody's chasing me, but that's so heartwarming to know that you guys like the fact that I create these stories. That's like, oh my God, thank you. That feels so nice. So let's put it in this context in this story. If that just feels nice to me, simply in, a simple little context of like, oh, thank you guys for letting me know that you enjoy the stories. That's so cool. That's cool. But this is like, no, I want somebody to chase me and make me feel special, like they love me. And no matter what, she can't ever not turn back around and look at me. I'm always going to be the one that she's going to miss. I'm always going to be the one that she carries a torch for. I'm always going to be the one. Like, that's a whole nother level of like, make me feel good. We got that 6 of Wands. I'm number one. She can't get enough of me, even if I run away from her. And I don't want to. I want her, but I want her to tell me how much I'm the only one she thinks of. I'm the one her heart sweats for. I'm the one she can't forget. If that has been like the real reason for the delay, she doesn't see it that way. Not really. She did know that he likes it when I kind of chase, but it's because he keeps waiting to see if I'm going to be enough. That's the part where I'm like, if that's what broke her heart, thank God. She's like, I am definitely not. I think a piece of her knows that that's BS. There's no reason to think about ourselves like that because she has the power to heal her own heart. So maybe she's a little fed up with this. Here we saw her a little bit more tragically heartbroken. Here we see her kind of in a mood, right? And I kind of like this version of her better because she's like using all of her incredible power, not to be angry, but to heal her heart and be like, I am not going to let myself feel this way. In fact, I'm going to withdraw take my dragon's gold and I'm going to have my head up. I'm going to be a little defiant. I'm going to act like, you know what? I am just fine. I will love again. I will have a great life. This is ridiculous. So I think a part of her is like down to earth, but then there's still that wound, you know? And that is the problem with the runner chaser dynamic is it hurts. How do you not get it in your head like, okay, so they keep running from me. I guess they don't want to be with me. But they do. They're getting off on this because they feel special, that you're nuts about them. And that's what he needed was that reassurance. That's why he's waited for that routine. I love the routine. Tell me again that you want me. And he's watched and spied. I know she acts like she's good, but I'm sure she's missing me about now. It's been, it's about time. She's going to be all hot and bothered. She's going to want me again. She's going to call me back. She's late. How come she's not calling me back? How come, it's been months? This is always a routine. Every 8 months, every year and a half. Like I always hear from her. Why is she not? I'm spying on her and I'm starting to realize I think she moved on. He's the one going through the tower. He's the one realizing she ain't reaching out. And I've been sitting here waiting all this time because she always looks back at me and it always makes me feel so sexy and so loved. How come she's not doing it now? I would have come running. If only she had just called me, I would have come running. It's crazy because he's the one who always comes running back. So you notice how it's like the dynamics are so flipped, right? She's over here saying he doesn't know if I'm good enough. And he's over here going, I run from her because she makes me feel special when she calls me back. And I wait for that. And then I come running right back to her. I think it's really unpleasant dynamic. To be completely honest, I don't see this as a nice thing. I see it as, well, obviously it was causing heartbreak. And now he's going through a tower. All of this feels very dysfunctional to me, but who am I to say? Maybe this is awesome. It doesn't seem like anybody's having an awesome time, though. So I'm cheering for the fact that this seems to be over. She does not seem to be going back. She seems to be pretty confident that she's going to, even here, we've got this egg. Instead of the sun, we have the egg here in place of the sun above this this wand on the Ace of Wands card. And it's interesting because, this Ace of Wands is very much with all the roses around it. It's very much her like promising herself that she will. I'm hearing Sia, chandelier. I'm going to swing from the chandeliers. I'm going to live like tomorrow doesn't exist. It just feels like she's getting her life back and her happiness back. It feels very much like a defiant, like I will absolutely stop this cycle and I'll move on and I will be happy. I do still think she's going to need to shed whatever that pain is and that negativity that got into her head about this. But there's a piece of her that knows the truth of all this. Okay, let's go back over to him for just a second and say, what's the message just for him? Universe, let's see. Oh, the Justice, the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. Okay, so the universe ain't playing here. The universe is like, you play kind of unfair games and you get what it is, right? You weren't fair with somebody who would have given to you. You're right, she would have given to you. You're right, she even kept trying to give you more chances because she's a Queen of Pentacles, which is a character with a lot of patience and a character that rolls out the red carpet and vacuums it and cleans it for you too, and welcomes you into their world, and cares about you and makes sure that your favorite snackies are in the fridge. And, this is somebody who would have given a ton to you, but you didn't do right by her. So now she's gone. I mean, the universe isn't like even adding anything to this. It's just kind of like, yeah, the story was like just what the story was. You treat somebody wrong and all that nice stuff that they would have done for you, get up into their little kayak or in this case, their little Viking ship, and they paddle to some other land. This specifically, this sense of her moving on could have been something that she was actively like releasing during this full moon. You see the full moon is there and we just see her like, here I go. I'm going onward. I really love that. I really love that for her. Universe, hang on, we should change decks and ask for a message for her. I always like to change decks, so if we're going to get repetitious cards, it's fair. Sometimes characters get the same same cards, and I always want to be fair about that in case there's a crossover. The Fool and the Eight of Swords. She is free from that. I don't wait on him anymore. I did for a really long time. I waited and kept being in that cycle. Maybe she did this 8 times. Maybe, I mean, this feels like it was a pretty established pattern, right? Because he was so ready for the pattern to continue. But she made the break. She hit a reset button. The Fool is card 0. So she literally hit the, the refresh button, which thank God for her doing that for herself, because now she can move on. Now she can go in a whole new direction. And I think that that's really lovely to see her break free of this. Universe, what is next for her? I mean, other than her determination to get herself out of this. Okay, so this is another deck that my puppy savaged pretty heavily when Aries was a baby. So this card, I know it's almost gone, but it is the Four of Wands. And the reason I always kept, because I have a duplicate deck of this too, and I never bothered to open it. When Aries was little and he first started eating my cards when he was teething, I was like, oh my God, I can't use these cards. They're so damaged. And so I, bought replacement decks, but there's just something so dear about it. And I thought he only went for specific cards, although one deck he almost ate, like the majority of the decks. So I can't really use that at all. But he nailed certain cards out of different decks. And then I thought, why would I not use these though? Because like how serendipitous that he went for a Four of Wands. And he ate off the top and the bottom and punctured holes in it. And I thought, that's kind of symbolic to me. I'm asking the universe what comes next for her. And the universe is like, well, damn sure no more troubled connections that get eroded. And I would say that's what this was. With a bad cycle of going around and around and around, it eroded the relationship pretty badly, right? To the point where it's like, she's not gonna have relationships there've been too many wounds too many times. Forgiveness is a beautiful thing, but sometimes we get hurt so many times by someone's repetitious behavior, and finally it's like, no, my heart has hit rock bottom. Like, my heart can't take this anymore. It's for whatever the reasons you're doing it. I don't even care about the reasons anymore. I just don't want to go through it. And she had the Three of Swords twice. I think she hit rock bottom on this. And so the universe is like, with that Ace of Swords, she knows she's done with relationships like that. And I think she's ready to meet her true partner. There may be a really important Taurus on the horizon for her, but it says, I'm not saying the next person that she meets she'll marry. She could date other people first, but the next serious relationship will be the one that she's seeking marriage now. No more runner chaser, no more, of this, like, she gives her all. And please remember, this whole story could be flipped. This could be, instead of her, we could be saying him. Just because we kept seeing a feminine and a masculine, just know they could be flipped or they could be same sex. But for this storyline, we definitely see, like, she's not gonna have any more tears over this. She's at that point where I don't have to do the runner chaser anymore. In fact, someone who's actually mature enough and lock it down with me, that's what I'll come in. She's not left with big scars over this one. And there we go. Dang it. Okay, that was a itty bitty little wobble from what I saw. I don't know if you guys noticed that little tiny bit of buffering, but that's what I figured. I knew the buffering wasn't quite going to be done, even though they reassured me it would be. I was like, I have a feeling we have another problem still. Oh gosh, guys, I'm so sorry about all of the internet stuff and how disruptive it can be for you guys as viewers. Thank you for being so patient with me and all these tech issues. But this looks really, really good for her. She's done. Maybe that little disturbance in the force was perfect right there. Maybe that's just right. Maybe that's just perfect. Because this is a change for her. Everything's a little different now. We will look at one last message just about him. We already saw the universe said, well, he didn't treat her well, so she's gone. That's just the raw facts of it. But I kind of just wonder, what is his final reflection on this, or he waited and waited and always still thought she'd coming back to him. 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and the Fool. We already know she's the Fool, and then here she is again. He knows that she's taken a leap of faith someplace else. But it's so interesting. He doesn't seem to have any, like, get up and fight. He went through that tower of knowing that she's gone, knowing that this routine doesn't work anymore. But then this is just him going, well, guess I blew that, and just kind of sitting here and knowing that she's moving on without me, and I just have to let it go. And I just find that that's interesting, because you have to let it go. That's because you don't seem to have the motivation, or maybe the drive, or maybe the ability to be vulnerable enough to admit that you really wanted her. We've got a 5 of Swords sideways. I don't think he has either the courage or the stamina, perhaps, to face her, because he thinks it'll be a fight, and he doesn't want to have to, come on, what am I going to go do? Knock on her door and be like, hi, I know I ran from you and I was waiting for you to call me back, but you didn't. So now knock, knock, here I am. He's like, oh, she's going to yell at me, chase me off with a broom or something, like sweeping out the dust off her front porch. Like, I don't want to face that, because she might be mad at me. Okay, so I don't see them taking any action. That's, 8 of Pentacles sideways. Boy, I'll tell you though, if she ever came back around again, he'd be all about it. If she ever wanted to work on things again, then he'd be down. But him, no. Reaching out to her, no. He can't handle her being angry at him. I would say this. To me, this whole storyline speaks of someone who is like the maturity level of kind of a kid. And we don't see any maturity in this story for this particular character, unfortunately. This seems like somebody who maybe they're a really young soul. Maybe they're going to take a whole nother lifetime or two to work this out. On the other hand, though, I'm really glad that they aren't trying to rush back in and get with her, only because she just made a promise to herself that she's done with this. And I kind of think, lesson learned, anytime we see the Fool, and I mean, he knows she's done. She knows she's done. There isn't anything to go back to, because we've just like shifted gears completely. It would be like, okay, so I've recently moved, right? If I went back to the old place that I lived in and knocked on the door, I mean, for all I know, somebody else lives there now, but I don't live there. That's not my house anymore. None of my stuff's there. That's not my place. The key doesn't work. Why would I go back to the old house and go walking up to the front door like I lived there? My life has changed. That's a chapter that's closed. Same thing here. There's a chapter that's closed, and some things you can reopen and other things you can't. This one is more, there's a finality here. So, I guess what I would say, because I would like to ask one last question. What was the reason for any of this? Anytime characters go through life experiences, ideally it always helps them grow. But I just wonder, from the universe's perspective, in fact, let's use this deck. From the universe's perspective, what was the purpose of this? The Emperor. So this story was perhaps, remember, she was concerned, saying, I think he's waiting to see if I'll ever become enough, if I'll ever manifest myself into an empress, and he's waiting to see if I'm good enough. And I was all up in arms, wanting to be that rude, like auntie, mama, best friend who's like not even about to let my bestie or, my niece or my kid talk about themselves in such, derogatory terms. That I could read this in two ways. Either the big lesson in this is she needed to be fed up with that treatment, and she needed to take a look at, like, why am I acting like somebody has a right to wait and play with my heart, to wait and see if I'm good enough? Okay, that's hogwash. Let me throw that out the window. Maybe I am good enough, and maybe they weren't ready for someone like me. Maybe it's me who should have been looking for an emperor. And I would say that's the vibe for her. She needed to get fed up. Sometimes it's good to get fed up and be done with something, and then we go, yeah, I do deserve better, and sometimes we can't do that for ourselves until we've been kind of like at rock bottom. So we see her, like, we certainly see her doing her life different, which is great. But I could also look at this as a message for him. The universe, you know, I'm asking the universe, what was the reason for them to have even met if this was just this huge, dragged out, cyclical thing? And the universe is like, he didn't treat her nice. He lost her. And he still doesn't have what it takes to face her, to say sorry, to humble himself. Oh God, he still wanted her. He'll always still want her. But when is he ever going to start to take charge of his life? This is a lesson in, you know, and he'll probably think about this for the rest of his life, because she's always going to be the one that I guess we'll say got away. But basically she's the one who quit playing his game. That you know, forever like running away and then creating, you know, pauses. That's done. And it kind of looks like the lesson for him in all of this, at least from the universe's perspective, is maybe he's going to start reflecting like, how come I didn't just say I cared about this person and I wanted to be with them? Why the running away? Why the gaming? You know, why not just admit, since I did want her? Obviously, I want her. I've been spying on her, waiting for her to tell me that she wants me again. Why don't I just work on becoming somebody that goes after the person that I want and treats him well? You know, maybe he'll reflect on this. But either way, it was both characters needed to think about the emperor. She needed an emperor, and she needed to know she's worthy of an emperor and probably shouldn't tolerate anything less than an emperor. And then he needed to realize, you need to become a freaking emperor. You know, this isn't the way an emperor behaves. So no matter what, this is a lot of food for thought for both of them. And I kind of think that they both could end up as like more evolved, better people, even though this was such a drag. I mean, I know the story sucked, but it also kind of looks like if you get something good out of a sucky situation and you stop a sucky cycle, then that's totally something to celebrate. So maybe this wasn't such a sucky story after all. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Empress Phoenix, I agree with you. That's wonderful. Sweet, nice to see you. Sen Moy. Yeah, it's so true. So true. Good comment there. Whoops, sorry. I just bumped something. J. Esquaz, Cosmic Love. Hi, hun. Sabrina, thank you again, babe. It was nice to get a storyline where it's just like chapters closed, lessons learned, move forward. I agree with you. I liked that. Bobby Harris, sweet dreams, babe. Sweet dreams. RT, so nice to see you. Brave Pink Hero Green, delighted to see you, babe. And I love the fact that you do the pink and green hearts. Denisa, thank you, babe. Anisha Chatu, good morning, hun. Hi, Karen Bishop. Oh, good, RT. So it was smooth for you through the whole story. Okay, awesome. Ingrid, hi, honey. Michelle Lavelle, happy birthday also, honey. To all the October 9ths out there. It's actually still the 8th where I'm at, but I know what you mean. Like it depends on what part of the world you're in. Buongiorno, Christy. So nice to see you. Nikki L, I love that. I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. GOSC10P. Hi, babe. Hi, Shay. I love that. Healing the broken heart emojis. That's beautiful. Irene, thank you, babe. Right back at you. Gemini's, TK to Don Kelly. Excuse me, I'm fumbling on my own lips tonight. Paris Jade Humphrey. Hi, Darren. Thank you, Sabrina. That's so nice. Shay, thank you so much for the feedback. Beth Ross, Rossi. Awesome. Karen Bishop, thank you. Donnie Ford, nice to catch you tonight. Wendy E, I love that. Yes. You're so sweet, Angel R. Thank you for that. It's so heartwarming. And I'm so glad that I don't have to worry that you guys aren't being poached by imposters and having people try, because that has happened several times where people have made fake channels that look identical to mine. And there's actually, I believe, 2 fake Facebooks out there. I'm not even on Facebook. And I contacted Facebook and told them this is not me. I submitted them my driver's license and everything, and Facebook still came back and said, nope, I'm the imposter. And so on Facebook, there's, I believe, 2 fake Kate's Regretless Life channels. Not Tarot Dog that I know of. I don't know. I actually got kicked off of Facebook completely because they said that I was falsely accusing someone, but it was me flagging the imposter and providing all my details. And in Facebook, you can't, there's nobody to talk to. There's no way to appeal anything. You just get blocked. And so I can't stand Facebook, by the way. I'm like, oh, I can't say enough negative about Facebook because that's so messed up that they're allowing imposters to steal screenshots of my channels, my name, my face, and everything. And they're pretending like they sell readings. And I don't sell readings, never have. And so, yeah, that is not me. So if you see those on Facebook, please flag them. They are false. I am not on Facebook, and I will never, never, never come in and try to, go into the comments or anything on this channel nor anywhere else and try to get you to, pay me for readings. So anyway, I know that there's like sometimes even on YouTube, look at those fake scammers and stuff. So anyway, I was just worried that was happening again because it comes in waves sometimes. So everybody stay safe. Hi, Tanya. Shout out to you in Denmark, love. Ash Cash, Lena Bora, T-Baby, Lauren.co, Ramia, Deborah Abshire. So nice to see you. And thanks again, Leah, Sinara. You guys are wonderful. Warm my heart. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Ravens, so sweet. Wendy, you're so sweet. All right, Leah, absolutely. Tomorrow, despite whatever goes on, I'm still going to struggle through. I will probably have to do a few more things with the internet, but we're going to get to some other videos tomorrow, regardless of how bumpy it may be. So hang in there and I'll do my best. Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Sabrina. Take care.